Hello, today I will be explaining one of the most important components of writing in English, specifically in the American School Foundation, which is basically where more of our viewers are from. And it's basically how to write a PEA paragraph. Okay, when we say P, we don't mean P like the food, we mean P standing for point, E for evidence, and A for analysis. This structure is the key to writing any type of essay in basically any class for whatever year. I'm a 12th grade student, I'm a senior, and I still use this basic format. And just to kind of explain how it works, the point is basically where you introduce what you're going to be writing about. So if you're going to be arguing that the dragon is the coolest fake or fictional animal, then you would kind of mention it and outline it in the point. It's basically kind of an introduction to what you're going to be saying in the rest of the paragraph, and it introduces your purpose in writing about this. Then you move on to the evidence. The evidence is basically where you find from a source or from an opinion or from somewhere basically a backup of your point. And a very important part of evidence is when you're quoting. So basically maybe some famous writer said dragons are the best fictional characters, and you want to use this as your evidence, then basically you would have to include it in a way in which you don't just kind of what my teacher used to say, quote bomb. So you don't just like drop that quote. You have to embed it into your own writing in order for it to look good. So you would say, according to blank, that's where you put the author name, dragons make up the best part of fictional animals. So you see how you kind of tailor it to your own point, your own paragraph, but use the evidence that was already given. You have to make sure not to just photobomb, and you have to make sure to quote who you're saying so that you don't get in problems for plagiarism. And then finally, and probably the most important part of a PEA is the analysis, okay? So in the analysis, you have to kind of connect your point and your evidence and then go a bit deeper and explain why, in connection to your evidence, why are dragons the best fictional characters. This is just a very simple example. Of course, you're gonna have to do this in much more complicated subjects and much more complicated areas of focus, but that's basically it. Basically in structure, you should have one sentence for the point, 1 to 2 sentences for your evidence, and 3 to 4 or maybe even more sentences for your analysis. And that's basically how you write a very basic PEA. As you go along and you start going into higher level classes, you will see that normally PEA often turns into more of a PEA, EA for each paragraph. But that's just, it's just basically a continuation of this basic subject. You're just having more different evidences and analysis for the same point. It's just a more advanced way of doing a PEA. Thank you very much.